Hello YouTubies, this is King Scribe. Now I want to talk about professional sock puppet accounts on the internet. Not the ones that are run by trolls. I mean first class professional sock puppet accounts. What are they? What's their purpose? And why do so many people use them? The first purpose that most people use sock puppet accounts for is self-promotion. They want to promote themselves to others, but they don't want to do it through their own account because that means they would be technically spamming their links all the time. So what they do is they create sock puppet accounts to promote themselves, and these accounts are very easy to set up and they can control the narrative through those accounts. It's very clever and very devious. But with believable sock puppets like professional ones, it's not just the fact that they take a picture offline of somebody else. They will merge it with other people and then they will fuse the image together. You may have seen pictures of Hillary Clinton with Donald Trump, for instance, where it doesn't look like it's been merged, but it has. It's been professionally done. So that person doesn't actually even exist. And if it's really well done, it can look like a real person. And it's surprisingly easy to do once you learn how to do it. And that's worrying because there's no person there. There's no person that exists looking like that in the world. Or at least we think there aren't. Probably is lookalikes, but whatever. Now, another thing is, with the professional sock puppet accounts, you also have a good background story. You get many weird accounts, of women, for instance. They friend you with zero friends, or they're just showing their boobies or something. And these are bot accounts run by universities. The reason for them is to try to trick people into thinking that they're real. It's an experiment. It's nothing more. There's nothing sinister behind them. They're just a waste of time to interact with. But I mean, even the BBC have admitted to those type of bot accounts, but they're not sock puppets. A sock puppet is when you create a background story for the character, for their persona, so that you can effectively release your narrative onto the world. So you can promote yourself through that channel. Not all the time, because that will become too obvious, but subtly. And when it's done in such a fashion, people believe it. And you can also say good things about yourself, even bad things about yourself, with the sock puppet in order to control the narrative and then later to promote yourself. And that's why these accounts are used. Now, another thing is, sock puppets can become very devious over time. If you think you can spot one, you can't spot a professionally done sock puppet account unless you meet that person in real life. And even then, you may be in for a surprise. Let me give you an idea of just how difficult this could actually be. There's a YouTube channel that does pranks on the public and dresses like old men. They're not old men, but they have fooled people in real life into believing that they're old men. They use prosthetic faces, false, face mask that makes them look like a different person. And these masks only cost 500, 1,000 quid. So if somebody had the money, they could use that on Facebook. Think about it. In a low setting, not in HD, but a low setting on the video, where you couldn't notice the difference of whether that person is real or fake. They could look like completely somebody else. They could be white person, look like a black man. And you wouldn't realize that that person doesn't exist. On top of this, they could change the voices through software that can, it takes some effort to do so, but it can be done. I mean, I'm doing it right now. This is not my real voice. And I'm pretending to have a deeper voice on this particular video. And this is the danger of sock puppets, because if they can create whole new personalities, personas, they can really, really promote themselves at a much higher level than anybody else on the internet. And that's why sock puppet accounts exist. It's not demons running them. There's a purpose behind all sock puppet accounts. Some of them are trolling, but I think most of them are either promotion or self-defense. And some of them are just, they just stick around now and again making comments willy-nilly to different places. It's very easy for me to create a sock puppet account, to log on, morph some pictures together, fuse them, make it look like a real person, and nobody would know the difference. And then I could just log in now and again, post some things. It only takes me a few seconds to post something, and log back out, do it again the next day, the next day, next day. It takes 6 months to build up that Facebook page, and within the next 6 months, nobody would know the difference. And they could all have background stories. But why would I do it? Because later on, I might want to promote something I do in the future. And that's the whole reason behind it. There's a good reason behind everything. But the manipulative kinds on the internet are using them for darker purposes. And although they don't understand the full range of sock puppets, they're not professional sock puppet accounts. In future they will be. I'm telling you. I mean, we've already worked out how to change our voices, how to pretend to be a woman, how to change the vocal software to sound like a woman. Just imagine that. I come on YouTube with my Sir Sock Puppet account, and on top of that, I use vocal software to change my voice to a woman. Then I use a mask that looks like that character, turn down the settings on the quality of the video so it's hazy, and you and most people online would not be able to recognize the difference. How effective would that sock puppet account be at promoting my good self? It would be fantastic. So you can never, ever, ever tell online who you're talking to, what the purpose is. Just think about it. I'm actually telling you the truth here, and there's a good reason for it. Do not be fooled by people you have never, ever met. You can even be fooled by people you meet in real life. You can look at somebody, they can be dressed up in very good makeup, with good mask, and you wouldn't recognize them as being somebody's fake, because they have tricked a lot of people that way. And you think that online you are dealing with real people? You might not be. You might be dealing with somebody who's tricking you for a specific purpose. Not all of them are dark purposes, by the way. I'm running an experiment, but based on my findings, and you will be very surprised of what I've accomplished online so far, because nobody knows what I've done recently. It has become quite entertaining to, well, let's just say, play a black man on YouTube, and nobody knows about it. And it's absolutely brilliant how everybody thinks, a good facial mask is actually a real person with vocal software that's changed the voice. And this is what's being done at the moment. There's a good purpose for it, because you need to help people not to join cults. But if only people knew, if only they knew of the dangers behind all this, they would not trust a single person online, because you might not be dealing with an actual person. Anyway, thank you for watching this video or listening, whatever you're doing, and goodbye for now. See you later. Goodbye. Bye bye.